Hey, what's up, y'all? This time I am doing a coaster vlog from Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. As you can see, I went to Christmas Town. I got to see all the beautiful lights at nighttime, but first there were coasters. So let's take a ride real quick and then we'll come back and talk about how Christmas Town was. So, for those of you who are traveling, Busch Gardens is in Virginia, and if you're coming south from DC, like I am, you will pass Kings Dominion. I went with my friends Anya and Randy, who proceeded to make fools of themselves the entire time, despite the fact that we were there for the Ace Coasting Through the Snow event at Busch Gardens. This is the first time I've been to that, and I have to say I had a really good time. The day started out with ERT on Invader, which, believe it or not, Busch Gardens is only about 2.5 hours from me. I usually go there once a year, but I've only managed to ride Invader once because the first time I went was right after it opened, and the line was roughly 2 hours for it. So this ERT was pretty welcome because I got to ride Invader roughly 10 to 15 times. Tried it all over the train and had a lot of fun with that. It's a hard ride to get video or pictures of just because of where it's situated. I think the best spots for photographing it are on the train, but unfortunately the train was not running while we were there, so I had to settle for what I could get. But we had a good time on Invader. It was a lot of fun. Some nice little floater air time in the front, very little floater air in the back. This is a problem I have with most GCIs, but still it's a fun ride. Definitely worth checking out. So after that, there was a whack-a-mole contest, and we joined that kind of late, but Randy got to play just a quick round. He did not win, but it was fun nonetheless. And then we made our way over to Verbolten, which opened just a little bit late. But as many of you know, Verbolten replaced the Big Bad Wolf, and there was some controversy about that. The Big Bad Wolf was a very beloved ride by a lot of people, and I enjoyed it too. It was a very good-looking ride, and it had a very dramatic ending. But I think Verbolten is fine too. I think it fits just the same level of thrill that the Big Bad Wolf had. So we got quite a few rides on Verbolten just because even though the crowds were kind of heavy, it was pretty much a walk on the whole time. So after that, we had a picnic lunch. Food was really good. Busch Gardens was very hospitable. We got some Q&A time with the park president. It was very nice of him to come out and talk to us, and it was very entertaining. So after the picnic, we basically walked around. There was some time to see a show, but we never ended up seeing the show. We just kind of walked around and waited for nightfall because we wanted to see the lights. And that is really when the park comes alive for these Christmas Town events. It was just really beautiful. There are over 10 million lights, according to the president and some of the other staff members we talked to. And it really shows they really go all out with the decoration, particularly Escape from Pompeii. That whole area of the park was just kind of magical. They had Christmas music playing, and people were really quiet just because it sort of, it was, I don't want to say awe-inspiring. That might be overstating it just a little bit, but it was certainly beautiful, as you can see by some of these shots. So the weather was okay this day. It was cold. It started out in the 30s, I think, and got up to roughly in the 40s, but it was raining on and off and I personally enjoy that type of weather, but you may or may not. So if you plan on going to Christmas Town, keep that in mind. The weather is definitely going to be a factor. Overall, I had a really great time. I'm not certain that I would go back to this event, though. Particularly if you've never been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, this is probably not the time to do it because you're only going to be riding at most 2 or 3 coasters. The big rides are just not open, like Alpengeist and Griffin, and even Loch Ness Monster wasn't open. So if you've never been to the park, I would go during the summer. But I had a decent time, and if there's something going on, maybe some backstage tours or something like that, I'll definitely go again. But I had fun, like I said, so that's going to be about it for this episode. If you have any questions or comments about Christmas Town, let me know below. Otherwise, I will talk to you later. Take care and enjoy the ride.